In 2024, Elon Musk donated $277 million to Trump's presidential campaign, as well as other pro-Trump candidates. He was a vocal supporter of Trump, often making appearances as campaign rallies. It looked like the two men were the best of friends. Once Trump took office, he put Musk in charge of the newly created Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE. On May 28, Musk stepped down from DOGE and left Washington, D.C. He would go back to focusing on his companies Tesla and SpaceX. At first, it appeared that he leaving on good terms. On his last day, Trump and Musk held a joint press briefing and the two men appeared to still be good friends. Everything changed on June 3rd when Elon Musk put out a tweet criticizing Trump's so-called Big Beautiful Bill. This is a spending bill which Musk believes will add to the budget deficit. Didn't mince words, calling the Big Beautiful Bill an outrageous and disgusting abomination. On June 5th, Trump was asked about Musk's criticism. Let's have a listen. Elon Musk and your Big Beautiful Bill. What's your reaction to that? Do you think it in any way hurts passage in the Senate? Which, of course, what is you're seeking? Well, look, I've always liked Elon, and it's ours who are surprised. And you saw the words he had from me. The words, and he hasn't said anything about me that's bad. I'd rather have him criticize me than the bill, because the bill is incredible. And Elon's upset because we took the EV mandate. And which was a lot of money for electric vehicles. And they're having a hard time the vehicles. And they want us to pay billions of dollars in subsidy. But I'm very disappointed because Elon knew the inner workings of this bill better than almost anybody sitting here. Better than you people. He knew everything about it. He had no problem with it. All of a sudden, he had a problem, and he only developed the problem when he found out that we're going to have to cut the EV mandate because that's billions and billions of dollars. The Big Beautiful Bill will remove the $7,500 EV tax credit, which Tesla benefits. Trump is suggesting that Musk opposes the bill for his own selfish reasons. Musk was furious. He put out a tweet saying Trump would have lost the election without his support. This triggered a Twitter war between the two men. Trump went to Truth Social saying he fired Musk from DOGE because he was wearing thin. He also suggested the government could save money by canceling subsidies and contracts to Tesla and SpaceX. Elon Musk then put out a tweet insinuating that Trump's name may appear in some certain files. By now, it's clear that the relationship between Musk and Trump has completely broken down. The two men now hate each other. Given the vitriolic nature of their Twitter feud, it's hard to imagine that they can ever make up. So what implications will this have for Tesla? On the day the relationship broke down, Tesla's share price declined 14%, wiping out more than $100 billion of market value. In this video, we'll analyze Tesla's recent operational and financial performance and how the Trump-Musk divorce may impact developments going forward. Immediately prior to the 2024 election, Tesla's stock traded at $250 per share, valuing the company at approximately $800 billion. After Trump won, the stock started skyrocketing. In December, it peaked at $480, giving the company a market cap of more than $1.5 trillion. It wasn't really obvious how Tesla would benefit from the Trump presidency. Trump has long been skeptical of electric vehicles and critical of green energy subsidies. If anything, Trump's election is a bad thing for EV makers, including Tesla. If we want to understand the Tesla bull case, we might as well listen to what the bulls have to say. One of the most outspoken Tesla bulls on Wall Street is a man named Dan Ives. He is the head of technology research at an investment bank called Wedbush Securities. Just a few days after the election, he appeared on CNBC explaining why Trump's victory is a game-changer for Tesla. Tesla shares popping yet again today, continuing to add to that post-election pop. My next guest calling President-elect Trump's victory a, quote, game-changer for the EV maker. He raised his price target now to $400 from $300. Joining me now post-9 is Wedbush's Dan Ives. He is now the global head of technology research, a new title, a fancy new title to go with your jacket. Congrats. Thanks. All right, so why is this a game changer beyond the obvious of what people have seen thus far? What is a new and cozy relationship now between President-elect Trump and Elon Musk? Yeah, I think it's real. It's the autonomous piece. If you look at full self-driving autonomous, I could argue it's the most undervalued AI play in the market today. And I think autonomous cybercab in the timing, I think could get accelerated 2 to 3 years. And that's important in terms of, from the sum of the parts, the stock that could add $1 trillion valuation alone. So if you have a pickup in tariffs and you have what is a more protracted trade war, what is that to Tesla's prospects in China? Sure, and there's one big X variable, the bet for the ages, pardon the punt. I think the bet for the ages from Musk was betting on Trump because he is going to have a significant seed to table when it comes to the China tariffs. I think especially on the AI trade. I fully expect there'd be carve-outs relative to Tesla and Apple when it comes to any sort of tariff back and forth. And I think within China, Musk is that sort of 10% politician. 90% CEO China just had a record quarter if you look back. So I'm not of the belief that China is going to be a huge headwind. I think overall, this is a game changer for the story. Musk having a strategic view, and the strategics I think essentially chair in the White House is significant for AI. It's for autonomous, but most importantly, the biggest regulatory issue that they've had to navigate from an autonomous perspective. A lot of that now starts to dissipate, and that's a key part of the value. I ultimately look at this as unlocking $1 trillion of value in Tesla AI and autonomous, simply because of Donald Trump's win. Simba, because of Trump's win, because Trump's win changes the whole game for Musk, for Tesla, for autonomous, for FSD. They'll still have issues on states. This is not going to be, 100% smooth road, but this is a much different stock than it was a week ago with Trump in the White House. He makes 2 main points. Firstly, Trump will help Tesla's robo-taxi ambitions. Secondly, Trump will give carve-outs for Tesla and his China tariffs. Both of these points are nonsensical. Let's start off with the China tariffs. Tesla indeed has a gigafactory in Shanghai, which makes cars mostly for the Chinese market. Some are exported to other countries, mostly in the Asia-Pacific region, but none of the cars made in Giga Shanghai have ever been exported to the United States. Tesla does not need carve-outs from the China tariffs because they will not be directly impacted by the tariffs anyway. The second issue is Tesla's planned robo-taxi network. Currently, the federal government has no regulatory framework for fully autonomous vehicles. This is handled by the state and local governments. For example, Google-owned Waymo currently operates a robo-taxi service in San Francisco without human safety drivers. It received approval to do so by California state regulators. Waymo did not receive any permits or approvals from the federal government. Tesla plans roll out its robo-taxi service on a very limited scale, later this month in Austin, Texas. Texas has very lenient rules with respect to autonomous vehicles. They do not require robo-taxi operators to obtain specific permits. The relaxed regulatory environment has already attracted Waymo, which ruled out its robo-taxi service in the city this past March. There is no involvement from the federal government. The whole narrative that Trump could somehow benefit Tesla's robo-taxi ambitions makes no sense because the federal government has never enforced any restrictions against taxis in the first place. Thus far, the only impact of the Trump presidency has been negative for Tesla. There have been large protests against Tesla and even vandalism of Tesla cars and showrooms. Many people no longer want to buy a Tesla as they do not want to be associated with Musk's political views. Trump tried to offset this by filming a Tesla commercial on the White House lawn, but this appears to have had little if any effect. About a month ago, we made a video going over Tesla's first quarter results. In the first quarter, deliveries declined 16%, and they lost market share in all 3 of their main markets, the US, Europe, and China. I've linked this video in the description below if you want your details. Based on preliminary data, it looks like the second quarter will be even worse. We don't have data from the US yet, but in China, Tesla sales declined 9% in April and 15% in May. This is despite EV sales as a whole increasing. In Europe, the situation is even worse. In April, sales decreased 49%. We don't have the main numbers of all v Europe yet, but in the UK, Tesla sales declined 45%. Musk's falling out with Trump is unlikely to stop the protest and boycotts against Tesla. Musk's disagreements with Trump are related to the government budget deficit and possibly the EV tax credits. This is not what the protesters care about. Musk continues to hold controversial opinions about many social and geopolitical issues, for which he shows no signs of backing down. And so far as government policy is concerned, Trump didn't really have any way to benefit Tesla when Musk was friend. Converse is also true. Now that Musk is Trump's enemy, I doubt he'll do anything to harm Tesla. He is repealing the EV tax credit, but this would have happened anyway. The bigger impact will likely be felt at SpaceX. SpaceX receives billions of dollars worth of government contracts to launch military satellites, transport cargo to the International Space Station, and work with NASA's upcoming moon mission. In fact, Trump has already hinted that he may cancel these contracts. He says the easiest way to save billions of dollars is to terminate Musk government contracts. All right, guys, that wraps it up for this video. What do you think about the Trump-Musk divorce? Let us know in the comment section below. As always, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Wall Street Millennial, signing out.